What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the KellyCast. And this is your interview.
My interview?
You look like you're ready to be the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons.
I am. I'm ready to go.
Okay, first question. You're up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Do you A, run the ball, B, throw the ball,
You pull the plug and make it power outage.
or C, take a sack? We're just having fun here. Welcome back, though. We are here today to talk to you guys about the NFC matchups in the Super WildCard round of the NFL's first round playoffs. I'm Dan Kelly. This is Mike. We are the KellyCast. Let's get right into it, Mike. Coaches that no longer have jobs, let's kick off things in the NFC South with the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, had a head coaching change way earlier on in the season with Frank Reich being dismissed. This has to be the toughest place to go in my mind because the expectations are so high because you've given so much away for Bryce Young, right?
Yeah, and he's been pretty disappointing.
Bad.
Pretty disappointing. Like, he's so disappointing. I feel like he should have waited another round and got him almost. But
Well,
he wasn't going to land. Somebody would have
course.
picked
Yeah,
him
he was
going to
go
second round. But
he was going to go
you know,
top five no matter
knows,
what.
Yeah, nobody knows what a draft pick is going to be until you see him.
And it's too early. It's too early to call him a bust. It's too early to say, he's not the guy.
There you go.
But I
You took
will
the
say,
words out of my mouth.
I will say his season subpar at best. Like,
absolutely.
I think he had more interceptions than touchdowns. And I know, Mike, we talked about this during the offseason when we first got the KellyCast started here. I was excited to see the Panthers. They had a couple weapons. They had Adam Thielen, DJ Chark. They were adding, dependable guys. But it turns out that in my head, I thought it was still 2017 when those players were still relevant.
Right.
And they looked a lot worse than what I thought they were going to. So the Panthers' job, one of the least enticing, but if you're an offensive-minded head coach and you think Bryce Young, is that guy, which I'm sure there's a lot of people that still do, you can take that job and see what happens. I think the ownership is really bad with the David Tepper throwing drinks in people's faces.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We talked about a surprising move in the AFC, Mike. How about the NFC? The NFC West, the Seattle Seahawks dismissed Pete Carroll.
Sort of. At least at the head coaching position.
I'm still surprised by it. I'm still taken aback. Why?
He's been there long enough. A little stale, I think, maybe.
14 years, the all-time winningest coach in your history. It's not like, I don't feel like he's stale. I feel like Belichick was stale in New England. And I feel like him getting to a new spot, it's different. Obviously, 24 years compared to 14. It's a 10-year difference, right? I just think Pete Carroll was so good, and I did not see that coming at all. Again, like you mentioned, he's going to remain with the organization. So I think that's going to help them, because having him around the team in any way is going to be a benefit. That's a decent job to me. You're going to need a quarterback soon. Gino's not the guy. We know that. He's not going to lead you to a Super Bowl.
To me, it sounds like it's a mutual decision. Maybe he wanted to get out of head coaching, but still wanted to be involved in football somewhere. So
exactly, but I don't know that information. I wish I did. I wish
not confirmed. That's just
yeah.
Educated guess. I would say that.
I wish I did.
Mutual there.
But I think that's how it went too. I think it was kind of like, hey, I don't think I'm right for coaching any longer. I'm done walking up and down the sidelines, chewing my gum. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Moving on, Mike. Another NFC team, the Washington Commanders. Now, I need to ask you this because you're not going to know the answer, but I'm very curious to see your thoughts. Your dad said that this is the best landing spot for a head coach, the Washington Commanders. Can you figure out why? Because I personally can't.
I think they got a very good upside. They've got a lot of upside on offense if they can revamp their offensive line because they've been Swiss cheese. So if they can get a few players to help them on the line, I think that they've got a really solid chance at not being a bottom feeder next year.
Okay.
So, and that was the expectation this year with them.
And I can see that. And you also got to remember the Washington Commanders had a fire sale during the season. They traded both their starting defensive ends away and got multiple draft picks. So it's going to be very interesting. That might be another reason that it's enticing because you have more than 7 draft picks to work with. You're really this team. And I saw another person comment on it.
They saw the same problem that I just mentioned. So I think they're gonna go a little bit of offensive line, maybe even make a couple trades. That's just capital in their pocket.
And I think the other reason that you look at this differently than you look at a Chargers job is this job is yours. It's yours to construct. The Chargers are already built. You have work to do, but the pillars are there, right? Yeah. And sometimes you want the pillars there, sometimes you don't. So it kind of depends on who you are as a head coach. I'm going to be very interested to see who takes that job. And, of course, the Atlanta Falcons out of a job, Arthur Smith. You wanted to talk about the Jameis Winston play, Saints-Falcons in Week 18. If you guys aren't aware of what happened, the Saints were up by a score of 41-19. Tyrann Mathieu intercepts a pass and is about to return it for a touchdown, tackled at the 1-yard line. Jameis says, okay, we're going to run a play. Head coach Arthur Smith says, you ain't running nothing. We're going out victory formation. We're going to end this game. So victory formation comes out. Jameis Winston takes the snap, and instead of dropping to his knee like he's supposed to do, he hands the ball off to Jamal Williams to score his first touchdown of the year. And Arthur Smith went crazy after the game when the coaches met at the 50-yard line. Now, Mike, what exactly did you want to say about this?
I forgot that I even wanted to talk about it, to be quite honest. But I wanted to say that the guy wasn't gonna be here. He knew he wasn't coming back. He wanted to get a teammate a touchdown on the season to get the guy some confidence. A kid that's gonna be around for a little while. Leave the guy alone. Let him do what he wants to do.
A guy who led the league in touchdowns last year. 18 touchdowns for Jamal Williams last year. This year he had 0. And Jameis was like, okay, I want you to end with a high note. And I get that. But I want to take you the Shannon Sharp route. And we talked about this earlier on in the week. You might have forgotten it.
Loser's mentality, right?
That, but I want to go deeper into it. If you're going to run a play, don't come out in victory formation. Just don't do that, because that's a disrespect to that defense, is how I think.
Give him a chance. You're at the give him a chance.
Yes, that's my feeling on it. Is just like, okay, you want to run a play, you run a play, but don't come out in that formation and run a play, because that's either going to become a new norm, right? People are going to come out in victory formation, and you're going to have to wonder what they're doing, which could be good for the NFL in a way.
I was going to say, why not? I mean,
it's not the way that the NFL works right now in terms of respect.
I don't think it's going to go that far, because, I mean, the game was obviously clearly won, which is why.
Yes, and it happened. Whatever, Jameis Winston's going to be fine in a new team. One of the best backups in the NFL. We know that 100%. So no matter if he hands the ball off to Jamal Williams or not, that's what happens. But we are concluded with our breakdown of the NFC coaches, the head coaching positions that are open. And Mike, we're here to talk about your Dallas Cowboys. How are you feeling right now, knowing that you're hosting the Green Bay Packers on Sunday afternoon?
I would say I'm nervous, but slightly nervous, because Jordan Love seems to have been turning it on a little bit towards the end of the season.
Top 5 in passing touchdowns.
So, I mean, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, because it bring back to my own point where I said there's a first for everything, and Dallas hasn't lost at all at home this year.
Correct.
At all. So, which is crazy to not lose one game at home.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about it, man. The Green Bay Packers barely snuck in.
As much as the Green Bay Packers snuck in, let's talk about this for a second. This could have been a different team, right? This could have been a different team facing Dallas Cowboys. Would you have felt better if this was the Seahawks?
Probably not.
I think you do. I think the Packers are a better team.
Not too much better.
The Packers are a better team than the Seahawks right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but Pete Carroll's got a whole hell of a lot more experience in the playoffs, I think.
That's true.
Too, so
that's a good point. I think this is a tough matchup. It might not look that way. When you look at records, obviously, 12-win team versus a 9-win team, but it's about getting hot at the right moment.
Absolutely.
It's about staying hot through the playoffs. It's about that kind of thing.
Any given Sunday.
Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys one more time here. If they lose, McCarthy's done. Jerry Jones will not put up with any more first-round exits.
That's the other point. You gotta McCarthy makes some very questionable decisions, whether he squeaks out the game, here or not. But the Dallas Cowboys have also been the opposite of the Dolphins, and they beat subpar teams.
Mm-hmm. And they're at home, so it gives them the edge. I think for me, I've picked a lot of teams that are upsets this week, and a lot of people are taking the favorites. And in this one, as much as I don't want to do it, I have to pick the Dallas Cowboys. I just think the talent level is different to me. Like, I get it, they're both here, 12 wins, 9 wins. If I look at the rosters and I actually compare these guys, I favor the Cowboys. And I hate it because I want to pick the Packers. I want to be with...
And Dak's had a hell of a year.
I want to be with those boys, but I can't do it. I'm going to select Mike's Cowboys.
And you already knew I was going to take the Cowboys at home. And this might be a first.
It'll be interesting, though.
This year, but
it'll be interesting for me if the Cowboys win to see when you go against them, because you're not always going to pick them.
It's going to be round 2 because that is their forte.
Matt Forte? I don't think he played there. I don't think he played there. I will include the rest of the KellyCast crew predictions right here. Best of luck, everybody. If you guys are keeping up, look at Lance. He's been top 3 every week since he joined the KellyCast predictions.
Lance, I hope you join us all year because I need some competition. Sorry, Dan.
I'm coming back with a vengeance next year. With a vengeance. Vengeance. That was a perfect segue. I'm great at segues. I'm just going to pat my own back for a second.
I'll help you.
LA Rams, Detroit Lions, Sunday Night Football. First of all, fuck Detroit. All right? Told you about it. The Detroit is banning Stafford jerseys. And to me, it is so much disrespect to that player. A guy who was drafted by you, did everything he could for a decade to get you into relevancy, and obviously he couldn't do it. To call him a failure, though, to say that he didn't do his best and all these things that they're saying, I personally hate it. I really do.
I think it's absolute bullshit. I think it's garbage. I think they've treated all their star players like that and forced them all to retire early. The only one that they've really traded was Stafford. That's the first time they traded a star player, and they've treated them all like crap.
Yeah, and not only retire early, but they forced them to hate the organization. Guys like Barry, guys like Calvin, who after they retire have legal battles with the Lions over guaranteed money and things like that. Anyway, that beside the point, I like Detroit. I don't like Detroit, the fans, for treating Stafford this way, but the Detroit Lions, on the other hand, I like them. I think they've had a really good year. You and me have been a little bit of Detroit bandwagon guys, let's be honest, this year. And it's because they've been hot. I just don't know if they have what it takes right now to get through the playoffs. Another young team, a team that hasn't been here before.
Yep.
It's tough.
And as you said, Jared Goff at the helm. So, and I've said all year, Jared Goff is a nice quarterback, very talented. He's not a guy who can get you over the hump. I think that, unfortunately, Detroit is going to exit in the first round. And I'm making it now. I'm making the prediction now. I think they're going to end up being a first round exit.
Yeah. It'll make them eat some humble pie for sure as fans if they lose this game to Stafford. And for me, Mike, it comes down to the Lions. I can compare to the Dolphins in a way. Not the entire team, but I think the Lions' offense is built upon explosive plays. Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the returner that just got hurt, I'm forgetting his name. Reynolds. No, not Josh Reynolds. Khalif Raymond. That's his name. And the Detroit Lions in Week 18 suffered some injuries. One being to Khalif Raymond, their slot/return guy, and the other one going to the best tight end in NFL history statistically, Sam Laporta, who is going to miss this game. And I think that's a big, big blow to Detroit's chances. Yep. And I am also going to take the Los Angeles Rams here. I think you look at the Rams offense, it's humming, right? You have a passing game with Stafford.
At the right time, like you said.
A running game, Kyren Williams, who's healthy, 1,000-yard rusher. Puka Nacua, the all-time leading catch and yards for a rookie. It just doesn't end. And the Rams have a good defense, too. Maybe not on paper, but on the field, I think you're going to see a different product.
Detroit doesn't have a good defense on paper either. They're right neck and neck.
It also seems like a good defense to me, though. Like, in terms
the
of...
eye test.
Yeah.
Put it this way, period. If you've made the NFL, you're
good.
You're damn good.
Yeah.
So, period. But, compared to the rest...
Honestly, Mike, in this game, for these two teams, whoever comes out the victor, I can see them going farther than the second round. I just think that the boost you get from a win for either team, these are two organizations who made a trade with each other for a quarterback. Yep. It led one to get a Super Bowl. It led the other to relevancy. Can we have a more mutual trade? And now it's the battle. I can't wait for this game. This is my second most exciting game this weekend. Obviously after Bills Steelers for me, but I am so excited to watch the Rams and the Lions play. And the rest of the KellyCast crew picks have either gone up or are going up right now. I hope Aaron loses. Moving on into the Monday Night Football game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Philadelphia Eagles. Can you believe the winner of the NFC South gets to host the game?
That's crazy.
It's stupid. It needs to be changed. It's stupid. It really is.
Crazy.
I don't even know where to start here. Let's start with numbers. I like my numbers. Mm-hmm. I saw a thing from the Eagles today, Mike, that said they were the first team since, I believe, 1936 to start a season with 10 wins or more and not end with, more than 12? They lost so much down the stretch. And the Eagles, I went on record a couple weeks ago and said that I had you as a dark horse Super Bowl contender. And what did you do? What did you do, Philadelphia? You went out and got your ass spanked by the New York Giants. And okay, Jalen Hurts got hurt. Before Jalen Hurts got hurt, they were still killing them.
They've certainly taken a fall, and it wasn't from grace apparently, because they just fell flat on their face very quickly.
The script writers decided that the Eagles weren't going as far this year.
I heard they changed the colors. So
let's talk about the Bucs a little bit. Your guy Baker Mayfield, back in the playoffs for the second time in his career. Won the division, of course. After what? Did they not score a touchdown in the final week or something? The Bucs game, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure, but
I'm pretty sure they kicked all field goals and they won the game. I'm gonna confirm. Yes, 9-0 over the Carolina Panthers in the final week of the season without a touchdown. Baker played too.
The Panthers against the Panthers.
Exactly. So you should have scored. You should have scored a damn touchdown. Are you kidding me? This is the least exciting game for me in the playoffs, Mike, because I think it's going to be competitive for both sides.
Sure.
I don't know where I'm leaning, though. A lot of people are going Philly. A lot of people are going Tampa Bay. It seems like it's a split decision. And it shouldn't be based on these numbers.
Yeah, I mean, both pretty much bottom feeders in defense.
Tampa Bay's got a better defense, but they've lost both their linebackers to injury.
They've got no rushing on offense, 0.
Oh no, they don't. Rashad White.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Tracy could run for at least 1,000 yards, but
not behind that offensive line.
Not behind that offensive line. Man, this is another
It comes
tough
down
game.
to, can the Eagles get their heads out of their butts? And I don't know that they can. I honestly don't know. With the injury to Jalen Hurts, he's going to play this week, but he was limited in practice today. I'm going to take the home team. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think they're going far, and I don't think if you asked me a couple weeks ago that I would take the NFC South leader. But the Eagles have just been so bad lately, I cannot pick them right now.
Yeah. And you know what? I think to that point that they're going to squeak one out. I think they finally get it together, and I think they squeak one out.
Could be huge for their psyche.
It could be, and then it could send them on a tear, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to go ahead and predict the second round exit.
Okay.
But
they are the 5 seed?
Yeah.
So they'd go on to play the 2 seed. That might be your Dallas Cowboys.
Could be Dallas at home, and again.
That'd be interesting. We'll include the rest of the KellyCast crew picks right here. Best of luck, ladies. You're going to need it.
I might need it. These are all tough games.
I've used a different person each time. So shout out to Uncle Mickey. I think I'm including Nick this week if he decides to message me back. We want to thank you guys for watching the NFC playoffs prediction video. If you guys haven't seen the AFC playoffs prediction video, please check it out. And of course, myself and Mike will be live on Sunday before the Bills and Steelers game with our official pregame show. Mike might be wearing something stupid, so please tune in. You see him acting stupid already. 2 20-minute videos. I'm tired. Let's get out of here. We'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Take it easy.
Go Bills. I forgot that one last one.
Toodles.